Well, firstly, road transport appreciates every single millimeter of road that's built because trucks, buses, coaches, taxis have to go on roads. So we appreciate all this infrastructure. This said, we understand that in today's economy and with the situation of governments with limited funding, there's very little resources to invest in infrastructure. So we say to ourselves, what is the most pragmatic means to actually drive trade, to drive the economy? And what we think, instead of spending billions and billions on infrastructure, which potentially you have to eventually, the first step to take is to make sure that procedures, in particular procedures at border crossings, are correct, that they're streamlined. And the way to do that is to implement the harmonization and TIR conventions of the United Nations, which allow trucks basically to go seamlessly through the borders without all the waiting times and without creating an environment that's conducive to corruption. Yeah, it depends what area of the world you're talking about. But we're most interested right now in terms of infrastructure development, where there does need to be some infrastructure development, is in Africa, in South America, in the Middle East, and in Central Asia. But the only way that they'll ever be able to afford infrastructure funding is if they have an economy. So our view is if you get their trade going, they'll create an economy. You'll create a middle class. You create taxpayers. And through there, then you can start talking about funding and expanding existing infrastructure. But the infrastructure already exists. What's impeding trade today is blockages at borders. In fact, some 57% of transport time is lost at borders. Some 30% of transport costs are due to illicit payments, due to this environment that is conducive to such corruption. This summit can actually bring to the attention of decision makers the priorities. Or you can spend billions, build more infrastructure, yes, well, again, which is always appreciated. Or you can go for the quicker, low-lying fruit, and that is put in place procedures that will help drive economic development, drive trade, and eventually drive progress, prosperity, and ultimately peace throughout the world. When you get so many decision makers together, what you want is that they walk away with an action plan and that they prioritize. And what I would hope is that they walk away with here with the decision that first and foremost they put in place the procedural means to facilitate trade, and that is implement the existing rules, the UN facilitation conventions that will allow trade to prosper by allowing international road transport to go seamlessly through borders.